Good morning. Can we have everybody take their seats, please? Good morning. And for everyone out there watching on YouTube and Facebook, and for everyone in here, welcome. You're at the Center for Spiritual Living, Visalia. And my name is Lynn LaCours. I'm a member of the Board of Trustees here. And I'm looking around. Is there anyone here who hasn't ever been here before, here for the first time? Doesn't seem like it. Nobody's raising their hand. But I'd like you to, if you're online watching, please make a little comment so that we can welcome you. And we have a great service for you planned this morning, and we'll start it off by speaking with Reverend Donna. With Reverend Donna.
Good morning, and welcome to our beautiful center this morning. Let us go ahead and open in prayer. Dropping down into my heart space, that place where the divine dwells, recognizing and knowing that this time together is blessed. Recognizing and knowing there is a love, there's a light, there's the joy that is present today as we share and come together. May we recognize and see the love and sense and know that divine mystery having its way through each and every one of us this morning. Blessed are we to be here today, either virtually or in person or in consciousness, where we watch this video later, whenever we're called to. I already know that God is in this place. Grateful for this time together. I say thank you, sweet spirit. And so it is. And now I'd like to welcome our opening song, and I'm looking forward to hearing our beautiful music and band this morning. Thank you for being here.
Good morning. All right. Feel free to put your hands together as we come together. Here we go. Look at the person next to you. Say, God loves you and I love you too. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together in the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together in the name of love. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, I love you too and I love you too. Now feel your voice in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, come together, come together. We come together in the name of love. We come together, we come together. We come together in the name of love. Every walk of life, every creed and culture, in kinship we unite, in loving on the God of each other. Take a look at the person next to you. Say namaste, I bow to you. Now lift your voice in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together in the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together in the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together in the name of love.
That's wonderful. Thank you, band. That's a song we well know. We also were singing along. Hello, I'm Donna Orozco, another board member. I'm here to give you announcements on this cooler day. I actually could go outside this morning and not die. I was so happy. So here's our first announcement. So our baby contest continues. So you see there Lynn with Gabby. They did a great demonstration last week. Yes, thank you. We learned all about her dog and the resource that she comes from and all kinds of wonderful things, and we raised a bunch of money. We have now raised around $500 in our baby contest. We're halfway through, so we need to raise at least that much more, maybe more. So we're waiting. I know Donna and Steve are coming up with a great idea to have some kind of fundraiser for Coco. And this week, here, show me, Stan. This is what you get today, your jambalaya, in the little cups. So our wonderful Gwen and her, I'm sure her dog helped. So they're there. There's $10. Did you make a few extras? So there's a few extras. If you didn't sign up to get it, you can still buy some after service today, and this will be a great fundraiser for Gigi and for Gwen and for our dog. What? You're doing what?
Ooh, yum.
Oh, okay. So Bev is making beer rocks 2 weeks from today. All right, we'll get a sign-up sheet for that. How wonderful. So you can decide which dog you wanted to go, or we can spread it around however you wanted to go. Okay. And now Bev, who just volunteered the beer rocks, also just told me that we got some hygiene products for the source, and we did great. Bev took them over there. Now they're going to be doing a back-to-school clothes drive in a couple weeks. And so we bought the puts back on. Now they're looking for clothes. So any kind of clothes. She said she just went out and bought a bunch of boxers. Men's boxers is what she says they need. Sweaters, things they'll need when it gets cooler. So we still have our box set up here. So in the next few weeks, please bring anything. I think it could probably be gently used as well as new. Probably not gently used boxers, but other clothes are okay. And remember, our class starts this week, and we've got a few people signed up. Okay, we've got at least 3 signed up. You can still sign up. You can just let Janice know today. Our wonderful, we're trying to figure out what we're going to call Reverend Donna. She's going to be here once a month from now on. So she's not our guest. She's our, she's our part-time minister. She's gonna teach it, and Janice is going to help her. It's online. It's on Zoom. So there's flyers in the back. It's online if you want to look at it. And you'll certainly be taking it online. So anybody out there can take it. So we start on this Tuesday. So if you want to get into it, get your book and get the information. Stan keeps going to something else upstairs. Okay, our art show. Our second month of this wonderful art show. If you haven't looked at this art show yet, it's wonderful. It's fun. It's the trans group at the source that we're helping out and we want to help. And they came to us and said, we want to do a show. So there is art in here that really tells what trans people go through. It's pretty heartbreaking. And then there's just fun. There's just fun stuff, too. So it's a big gamut of art. I hope you'll come this Friday, 5 to 8. The artists will be here. Some of them are going to read poetry, their own poetry. And we have a singer, a musician coming. And I know that Bruce will fill in when they're not doing that. It's his wonderful music. And maybe Donna over here will sing a little bit, too. So come. We have a great time. And it's great. The art walk is wonderful. So it's not just us. Come to us, go to the other ones, and support the arts in downtown Visalia. And Explorers is next week. Explorers is going to be fun. Last month, we watched the video, American Heretics. And very fascinating. So I watched the trailer to remind me what it was, because next week, we're going to talk about our comments of it. So most of the presenters in this video are from a progressive church in Oklahoma, and the minister says, in Oklahoma, you can be a Democrat or a Christian, not both. When he announced that he was going to be a modern church, he got nothing but flack. They also then became a sanctuary church where people could go where other people wouldn't accept them. And then one of the other people in it says, our focus is not to save people from a hell in the afterlife, but to save souls from a very real hell in this life. So what they're talking about is our kind of thing. So it's on YouTube. You can watch it, or just Google the 3-minute trailer and watch that, and then come and have a discussion with us next Sunday at 12:30. And this is our exciting new thing. We're starting a library. So this all started when Bruce Huddleston was trying to figure out what to do with his late wife's wonderful collection of Science of Mind books. So we're calling it Sharon's Library. And Donna Kay came up with this, Donna Kay, I'm looking at the wrong Donna, came up with this great idea to start a library. And a bunch of people, she and Steve and Ann and Simon, went up and pulled down a lot of books from Reverend Kathleen. Those of you who remember Reverend Kathleen, she had all kinds of books upstairs. And so there's a wonderful library being collected in our new conference room downstairs. Next week, we're going to dedicate it, have a sort of a grand opening. Bruce is going to play a little song to open the ceremonies. We'll have a few little snacks. You can see what books are there, and we're encouraging you to check them out. We want you to bring them back. If you don't, it's not a big deal, because there's lots of wonderful books. There's a few books for this class that's coming up, and people are going to borrow them. That's what it's for. So please be here next week, and you'll be able to do that. And now I'm going to turn it over to one of the other Donnas, Reverend Donna, to do our inclusivity.
And thank you, Donna. Our inclusivity quote for today is, "Freedom is the birthright of every individual. We are free to choose and create our own experience of life." And this is from our spiritual principles. It's number 8. Thank you. And I'll turn it over to Janice for affirmation and opening treatment.
Anyway, I want to give praise to a couple of people that I know that have done some wonderful things. And sometimes we don't get to hear about what wonderful things people in this congregation have done. Well, I want Carol Greening to know that we have a neighbor that lives across the street. She lives in San Francisco now, and we took her out to dinner. And in San Francisco, she drove. And do you know who it is? Do you want to guess? She was one of your cello students. Sarah Pimentel. And she wanted me to share with Carol that next week her parents are bringing the cello, because she said she finally lives somewhere where she thinks practicing would not drive everyone crazy. So anyway, and she had wonderful things to say about you. So we don't know what influence we have on people sometimes. We have a lot of influence. And I would like to say something very positive to the Kinshoes. They are working so hard to make our SOM group work well. And even though Steve changed the seating arrangement, which I thought would have been superior, and the custodian changed it back, there's always next week. because we are always in process, right? And I want to thank everyone that's contributed to the thing with our fur babies. And I also want to say that this place means so much to me that I dream about all of you people. Some of the dreams I will not go into. I have no idea where I get these ideas. But this is one that I can share. It's definitely not X-rated or anything like that. Florence and I were attending a conference, and I kept wetting my bangs, and Florence was following me around to try to cut them, but we never got together. Now, I have absolutely no idea what that means. Absolutely no idea, but I thought that's worth sharing, you know. So if any of you have weird dreams, you're not alone. So anyway, but it's so good to see all of you here today, and it's wonderful that it's not as warm as it was. I'm very happy to see that people have signed up for the class. I think you'll really enjoy it. And if you were in our meeting today, in our SOM meeting today, Reverend Donna shared that there's no homework, just a little bit of reading. So it's not something that you have to, that you're going to have to do a lot of homework for. Most of it's going to be in class, and we are going to learn from each other, which is a wonderful, wonderful way to learn. So with that, I would like to read our affirmation. I stand in the power and wholeness of spirit that I am. Let's say that together. I stand in the power and the wholeness of spirit that I am. And I will go into prayer. Before I do that, I invite anyone that would like a prayer after service to go into the practitioner room, and I would be happy to do a prayer for you. It's not that as a practitioner that I'm perfect, just as each of us in human terms are not, but it's that I have studied things and I know that you are perfect. In God's eyes, spiritually, you are perfect. You cannot do anything in your life that makes God love you less. So with that, I will go into prayer. As I think of the power in the universe, the changing of the seasons, the beauty, the creativity that is always, always there, that creativity that creates mountains, islands, valleys, oceans, deserts, all of that belongs to Spirit God. And I know that I too have that same creativity. And that creativity that I can go within to find helps me create the life that I want to live, the life that I am designed to live, to understand that about myself and to know that I truly can co-create with Spirit. And what I know for myself, I know for every other creature on the planet. And I now claim today for our service that the right words are spoken, that each person that is here or each person that is online hears something that lifts them, that brings them more joy and more fulfillment. What a blessing it is for each of us to be able to participate this way, to share with each other, to learn, and to co-create I am so, so grateful to know that in this co-creating, not only am I creating for myself, but I am also co-creating for the world. And that as we do that together, we are truly creating a world that works for all. So, so grateful I release my word to Spirit, knowing that it is already done, and we say together, and so it is. And I think we have a mild modification here. We have 2 affirmations, so I will read the one down here too. Because this really speaks to, I know what Reverend Donna is going to be speaking about. Freedom is the birthright of every individual. We are free to choose and create our experience of life. So with that, I thank each of you, and I hope you all are in my dreams.
This song we all know, so let's sing it together as we put the words up on the screen. All right, here we go. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Let's do that again. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Let's try love. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. Joy. Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. Peace. Peace is my source. Peace is my power. Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Peace gives me everything I need. Back to God. God is my source. God is my power. Ooh, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. One more time. God gives me everything I need.
That was beautiful. Yes, God is our source. And that is truly something I invite us all to embody, that God is our source. God is our supply, whether it's love, peace, beauty, joy, abundance, whatever those God qualities are that we're connecting with, God is our source. And today's topic title is The Royal Road to Freedom. And when I think of freedom, I think of that free to be us, to be the truth of who we are. But I'm going to ask this question. Oftentimes we pray for cake. How many of us like cake? I know I do. My father's a retired pastry chef. I really like cake. But when we pray for cake, and then we expect the universe to provide, what happens when it gives us the batter, the oil, the icing, a pan, and an oven, but then we get frustrated and leave the kitchen? Sometimes we have everything right in front of us, but we get frustrated because we have to do the work. It's not going to show up as that cheesecake or a chocolate bun cake. We have to do the work. But how beautiful it is when we do that and we get to see the demonstration. The demonstration of what it is we're feeling called to experience, to express, how it shows up, how beautiful that is. But at the same time, it can feel daunting and overwhelming when we wanted that chocolate bundt cake just to show up. We have to do the work. And I invite us to take a look at what it is we're thinking about, what it is that we are contemplating on a deeper level. I loved our spiritual chat this morning because we had a pretty lively conversation about having that opportunity to co-create with the divine, to have that opportunity to be who we are in expression, to have this opportunity to say yes to life and to go deeper. The quote that we talked about for the next week, and I'm going to share it right now so you have time to think about it through the week for those of you who couldn't attend the chat this morning, so you can join the conversation if you're able to attend next week or to connect with someone else maybe during the week. It's an Ernest Holmes quote. It's from a book called Questions and Answers on the Science of Mind. He says, use your will in making decisions and your feeling and imagination in bringing power to them. Remember that when imagination and will are in conflict, imagination invariably wins. This is because emotion strikes deeper in the well springs of being than does the intellect. In other words, what we are embodying on an emotional level and a deeper feeling, Ernest Holmes called it fire in the belly, is what shows up and what we can experience in life. At that same time, I think we sometimes wonder why a fleeting thought or an affirmation that we think to do once in a while doesn't manifest. I'm going to invite us to use this as an invitation to go deeper into your spiritual practice, to go deeper into that infinite knowing of maybe what it is that you are thinking about that you didn't realize. Maybe it's an old tape that's playing that worked at some point in your life, but now you're realizing it's not who you are anymore. We constantly go through evolutions and shifts and changes. Ernest Holmes talks in The Science of Mind that we're always evolving, just like this philosophy that we study, that we teach, that we live, that we embody is always evolving. And yes, you'll learn more about that in the Essential Ernest class because we delve into his writings and find ways that speak to us. And it gives us an opportunity in class to talk about some of his writings and some of the things that he talked about and taught on how we embody it on a personal level. How do we find that freedom to be the truth of who we are? What is it that we're willing to let go of? Ernest Holmes says, no person whose entire time is spent in the contemplation of limitation can demonstrate freedom from such limitation. So what is it that we're thinking about? What is it that we're focusing our attention on? What is that we want to co-create in our world? And I have 5 suggestions. 1 is to stop living in the past and start living in the present. Living in that present moment, in the now moment, is a powerful place to be because all we have is the present. It's a gift that we've been giving to take a look at how we want to experience life now, giving thanks for whatever might have happened in our life prior to today, but recognizing and knowing all those things that happened prior are in the past and we can leave them there and step into the now. Stop thinking about the what ifs in a negative way. What if this happens? What if that happens? What if we do this? What about thinking about in the positive? Oh my goodness, what if this amazing thing happens because I made this choice to show up today? What an amazing person I might meet on the street if I smile at that stranger or share a compliment with somebody because you like something they're wearing, or there's something beautiful about them that you want to share. You have no idea if that comment or that compliment, how that may affect the rest of their day. Or when someone shares a compliment with us or wants to say something or spend time with us, and to find that place of it's a win-win. We're working together because we're seeing the divine within each and every one of us. And what a gift that is to see that. You know, the fur baby contest, I'm all excited. I've been invited to share my fur babies picture with all of you. And I get to be part of this amazing experience you're having in this fundraiser. And at the same time, getting to show off your beautiful fur babies and the joy they bring you gives us an invitation to have your fur babies bring joy to us. How many times when we're walking down the street and we see a puppy or we see an animal, it brings joy to us in that moment. Or we think about a moment that we might have had, or finding a parking place like Janice shared that the friend they went to dinner with found that parking place. It was just another affirmation showing that the divine is expressing through us, and we have that opportunity to show who we are. And in gratitude, stop judging and start forgiving. Sometimes I think we get stuck in this place of wishing things had been different, wondering if I had made this choice and the path were a little different, or if this hadn't happened in my life, would I have a different path, a different journey? You probably would, but it wasn't the path you were meant to be on, or you'd be on that path. And to find within yourself to do the spiritual practices that we teach in Science of Mind, whether they're forgiveness or affirmations, visualizations, or visioning. They're two different processes. We can start co-creating with the universe when we have that opportunity to do that. In the Science of Mind magazine this week, I really liked a lot of the articles and a lot of the daily guides, but there's one piece I wanted to share with you. It's a conversation that Reverend Sonny Cantrell Smith, who is our spiritual leader for our entire denomination, CSL, was having a conversation with Don Jose Ruiz, who was the son of Don Miguel Ruiz, who wrote the Four Agreements. And he shares, it's in the opening paragraph of this article, the conversation that they have in written form. He says, from a spiritual perspective, speaking truth to circumstance means that despite appearances, nothing is greater than the infinite presence. One person alone in consciousness with the infinite constitutes a complete majority. When we attempt to fight outside circumstances, we hand over the power in our minds. So what if we are able to stay anchored in truth and recognizing and knowing that those appearances are fleeting? They will change. They will come and go. It won't be the same. Even if we go fishing in our favorite river, that river is never the same every time we cast our line. Or anytime we walk into our beautiful center or watch online, it's never the same. There's a little different shift in energy because we have changed ourselves. That infinite is co-creating with us to experience this beautiful life of freedom. Just like in the spiritual principles number 8 that Reverend Nan picked, freedom is the birthright of every individual. We're free to choose and experience our life. We get to choose what it is we want to do. So if I decide I don't want a chocolate bundt cake and I'd rather have a lemon one, or I'd rather have cookies or brownies, or maybe something completely different, I get to choose to do that. The ingredients change, the process might change, but I have to make that decision to step into that truth and to be the person that God intends us to be, because God has its way through and as us. We are one in God. God shows up as us. So the actions we choose, the choices we choose, if we're allowing that divine circuits to flow through us, to allow that infinite presence to show up, we can move mountains. And I don't mean physical mountains. What about the mountains in our thoughts? What about the things that we feel are keeping us playing small, or that we're having a hard time understanding? We can move those mountains in consciousness and choices. And that leads me to the fourth thing I wanted to share, which is stop focusing on appearances and start focusing on those higher ideas. There's always a higher idea unfolding for each and every one of us, always. The picture that I have behind me today is of Alaska. And I went to Alaska many years ago with my family, and I fell in love with everything about Alaska. And what kept coming to me was that a song title, it's called Spirit is in This Place. And spirit is always in this place. While the background behind me reminds me of the beauty and the joy and the connections to nature and the connections to God, the connections to my family and the beautiful memories we made on that trip, it's also a reminder that that same presence that created the beautiful background behind me created me, created each and every one of us. It's a reminder of the oneness that is present always, always. And if we stop living small and start living as the divine being who we are, can you just imagine the life that we are co-creating with God, with the divine within us? Ernest Holmes says to daily meditate on the perfect life and to daily embody the great ideal is a royal road to freedom. Now, by perfect life, we may have our own definitions of what perfect life might mean to us. But if we accept the invitation to meditate on what the perfect life in the divine beingness means, it's a life steeped in truth with a capital T. It's a life steeped in that knowingness that each and every one of us matters, that we make a difference, that each and every one of us come to the table with a special gift, a presence, a light that no one else can provide. It's through and as us, just like our fur babies bring that special light to us in the unique way that they can. We too have a light that's within us, and we sometimes forget that it's there, which is the beauty of practitioners and one another's, to remind ourselves and each other of the light that we are. Because in that moment, we have all that we could possibly want if we say yes. For those of you who don't know, I worked for Disneyland for 16 years, and I love Walt Disney's, the sayings he had, the dream he had, and how he created Disneyland and why he created Disneyland. And he has a quote that I just love. He says, "Laughter is timeless, imagination has no age, and dreams are forever." We had a lot of laughter in our spiritual chat this morning. It's a reminder that in this moment, that joy is always present. We find moments of laughter and find moments of joy. The thing I loved the most about being a cast member at Disneyland was when you walked through those gates, you were leaving your daily, whatever was going on behind you. When you walk through those gates, you're walking into that place of joy and fantasy and love and connection. That royal road to freedom is about connecting with the divine, whether we want to call plugging in the outlet to God, that source, to be regenerized and recharged and reminded of who we are, or if to have that opportunity to be in that present moment. I don't know about you, if you've ever been to Disneyland, you probably were living in that moment and seeing what was next. What was the next thing to taste? What was the next thing to smell? Walking down the candy shop on Main Street, you could smell all the goodies. And it might bring back past memories and experiences, and what a gift that is. Hearing the laughter of the kids around you and feeling and sensing that joy, that pure joy that we are, that is spirit, and having that gift of freedom of showing up who we are and looking at our own story. As I was sharing these 5 things that came to my mind that I wanted to share about being that essence of freedom that we are, is we also write our own story through our lives, through our choices, and we can reframe those stories. We can change those stories. Maybe there's something we thought we needed at some point and realizing it no longer serves us. And through spiritual practice, letting that go to step into that greater yet to be, to step into that knowingness of who we are, which is the divine in action, and having that opportunity to truly experience the love that is God, having its way through and as us. And that beautiful library that you're dedicating next week, spend some time there. Pick up a book that calls to you. Maybe open it to a page and see what it has to say. Maybe it's an answer to a prayer you might have been thinking about or praying about or journaling about, or a question about life. Feel that connection with all those who have read those books before you have. Their energy is embedded in those pages, whether it might be a note on the side, a comment, or a thought the person had when they were reading it, or their energy just infused into the page through holding that book. That's why I love to hold books, because I can feel the paper, I can feel the energy. I can just feel it. I can read books online with Kindles and online and all those things, but to really hold that book is a gift that I just look forward to. And I make little notations on my notebooks and I write and things like that, things that I don't want to forget. That's the gift of that freedom, of that truth of who we are, that birthright of who we are. What a gift that is, because we always are invited to that greater yet to be. It's up to us to say yes. The law always says yes. The law doesn't judge. It doesn't think you implied something when you were speaking your treatment, your spiritual mind treatment. It just says yes. And that's the beauty of who we are. The universe will say yes. It may not show up in the timeline you're looking for. It may not show up in the form you're looking for. It may not show up as another expectation, but it shows up. It's up to us to be open at the top, to see it, to embody it, to recognize it when it's here. Reverend Nan talks to you every week about the beauty of the divine. Her presence is such a gift to all of us. She's utilizing the divine to express itself through and as her in the choices of words she uses and in her actions and the beautiful affirmations that are written every week. And we have that same gift as well. Each and every one of us is joy in expression. And when we have that opportunity to look within ourselves and see that truth, feel it and embody it, even if we haven't remembered to do that for a very long time, it's always there. It's always present. Regardless of whatever we might have thought that we weren't worthy of it, we are. It's our divine inheritance to step into that higher yet to be, whatever that may be. In Eckhart Tolle's book, The Power of Now, he starts off with this story. I'm going to share it right now, and I'd like you to think about it and see what comes up for you. He says, a beggar had been sitting by the side of the road for over 30 years. One day, a stranger walked by. Spare some change, said the beggar, mechanically holding out his cup. I have nothing to give you, said the stranger, who then asked, what are you sitting on? Nothing, just an old box. I've been sitting on it for as long as I can remember. Ever look inside? Asked the stranger. No. What's the point? It's an old box. Have a look inside, insisted the stranger. The beggar managed to pry open the lid, and to his amazement, it was filled with gold. I am that stranger who has nothing to give you and who is telling you to look inside, not inside any box, as in this parable, but somewhere even closer, inside yourself. What is it that you are being invited to let go of to step into the freedom of who you are? What is it that you are being invited to step into with open arms to express? What is it that you are being invited to see that's the highest idea for you? Because there is a higher idea always wanting to express itself through us in every moment. I invite you to turn within to your spiritual practices, whether it's journaling or meditating, taking long walks and meditating, and just reflecting. Maybe reflecting on the Ernest Holmes quote that was shared this morning is the inclusivity quote. Maybe it's an affirmation that you've heard another place or in the Science of Mind magazine, or something you might have been pondering for a while, or trying on something new, remembering to laugh or to smile or to see the good in something. Even though you're not sure what that good is yet, be open to the revelation of that good. I invite you to take a look at the truth of who you are and to embody the love that you are. I look forward to meeting all of you in the end of September, most likely, because I'd love to see each and every one of you and look into your eyes and see and know the heart that is you is the divine truth. And I invite us to turn within in prayer, to recognize and know that that divine is having its way within, through, and as each and every one of us. With great gratitude, I recognize and know that all there is God. Those God qualities of joy, of love, of wisdom, of peace, of higher idea. Recognizing and knowing that there's only one mind, one God, one life. It is my life, my God. The life that I am having, the life each and every one of you are having is the divine expression. Recognizing and knowing as I look beyond all circumstances or appearances, and knowing that in that higher idea, there is another appearance that manifests, that it shows up in divine timing, that essence that we know as God is birthless, deathless, timeless, as is laughter, as is joy. To recognize and know that God, as that magnificent essence that created each and every one of us, is having its way in joy. I look forward to that expression this week. I look forward to seeing how all shows up in divine timing. I look forward to calling forth right now the truth, the present moment, with great gratitude is good and very good. That I recognize and know that our beloved center is enfolded in love and light. That Reverend Nan is caring for herself in this moment, knowing that she is called to do the work of spirit, and that in rest and relaxation is spirit, as is in doing and action, and both are important, and both are doing the work of the divine. I give thanks for knowing the rest of this week unfolds in ease and grace and light and love, and absolutely knowing that perfect manifestation, whatever that means to each and every one of us, shows up. As I release my word into the law, I do so with a heart overflowing with gratitude. I release my word knowing it is done. And so it is. Thank you for allowing me to be here this morning. Namaste.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me walk in the path that's right. Let me walk in the path that's right. Oh, let me walk in the path that's right. Let me walk in the path that's right. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me learn from the ways of old. Let me learn in the ways of old. Oh, let me know that love will heal us all. Let me know that love will heal us all. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. That's right. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. There we go. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. There we go. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. 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 Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me learn in a holy, holy way. Let me learn in holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. All right. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me learn in a holy, holy way. Let me learn in a holy, holy way.
That was beautiful. Another one of my favorite songs. It truly is a holy, holy place. It is now time for our offering and our giving affirmation. So as you take your gift and bless it in a way that is meaningful to you, I invite you to repeat this affirmation with me. Spirit's highest idea of prosperity flows through me now as I share my gift with thanksgiving. And now invite the ushers to collect the gifts. And in the meantime, please don't forget you can donate online. You can mail your gift to the center. There's many ways to share of your gifts. And these gifts really do touch lives and go out and do Spirit's work. Thank you. Okay, and if we're ready to bless it, I'm going to do a blessing right now as we give thanks for these gifts, knowing that they bless the giver and the receiver, that this work truly is answered prayer, and that as these gifts go out to the world, they're received and reflected back, just as the world and our spiritual laws are reciprocal, they're in circles. When we give, we receive, and when we receive, we give. And there is no unending place in this truth. Grateful for these gifts, grateful for the giver, and grateful for the presence of love in this room. I bless these gifts, and so it is. Now it's time for our peace song. So if we'd like to stand and sing this beautiful song that touches hearts in every moment and shifts our world.
Now there's peace on earth. I know it begins with me. Now there's peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as Creator, united all are we. Now we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me, and this is the moment now. With every breath I take, this is my time now. Take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Now there is peace on earth, and it has begun with me.
And now let us join in our benediction together. Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
It is this thing called life.
It is this thing called life.
Life is in my body. Life is in my mind. Life is in all that I do. I give thanks for it, and I accept it. Just the way that it is,
Just the way that it is,
and just the way that it is not.
and just the way that it is not.
Thank you, God.
Thank you, God. And life. All right.
Have a blessed week. Happy Sunday. I love you all. Many blessings.
Girl, what is this hair? Church is done. You can talk.